Excuse me, hi. Do you know where I can find Alistair Azimuth?
Ratchet and Clank Future: A Crack in Time is the 7th console release in this long-running series. It's been 7 years since the lonely Lombax and his robot sidekick first set foot on bizarre alien worlds with an arsenal of over-the-top weapons, and the core gameplay really hasn't changed much in that time. But A Crack in Time proves that when you have a formula that works this well, there isn't any reason to change it. This is the best Ratchet game so far on the PlayStation 3, and a great platformer in its own right. The explosive action and oodles of rewards are as engaging as ever, but it's the new time-manipulating crank sections that push this adventure even further than the last few entries in the series. These puzzles are a breath of fresh air and help keep the game diverse and interesting throughout, making it easy to get sucked in for hours at a time as you jump between worlds, gun down angry foes, and solve the mysteries of the universe. This is the conclusion to the trilogy that started with Tools of Destruction, so the adventure begins with Ratchet and Clank separated, both partaking in their own quests to save the universe. If you missed the last 2 games, Crack in Time opens with a brief rundown on the events leading up to the thrilling conclusion, so there isn't any reason to stay away from their latest adventure if this is your first foray into the series. For most of the game, you control Ratchet as he flies across the universe in search of his silly metal friend. The alien worlds each have their own unique style, which makes it exciting to land on a foreign planet and explore its many odd features. The main gameplay sections are broken up between fast-paced shooting and careful platforming, and both elements are well executed with no annoying detours to distract you from the hectic flow. The shooting controls are virtually flawless, making it easy to leap around your enemies, peppering them with bullets and tossing bombs as you deftly weave between their deadly attacks. The bizarre weapons, a series staple, are just as goofy as past entries in the series, letting you dispose of your evil attackers in style. The most ridiculous weapons aren't available until later in the game, but this isn't a big problem here. With every kill you register, your weapon gains experience, and it's a lot of fun wrecking havoc to see what new attributes you can unlock from your trusty guns. The platforming sections aren't quite as good as the merciless combat because of a few minor bugs. For some reason, you sometimes can't jump off of platforms at specific angles, so you'll find yourself slamming into an invisible wall instead of floating gracefully to a piece of solid ground. Also, when you switch between gadgets, the camera sometimes doesn't know how to react, which can be disorienting. These are small problems, and the platforming is mostly well done. There are some tricky sections that require patience and precision, and it's rewarding to make it across a deadly pool of lava with your fur only mildly singed. Ratchet has a fancy spaceship in Crack in Time that lets you travel across the universe at your leisure. The space fighting sections are fairly simple because you only travel on a 2D plane and the enemies never get difficult, but it's still entertaining. The controls are tight, so it's easy to bombard enemy fighters with a spray of heat-seeking missiles, and then barrel roll out of the way to avoid a retaliatory blast. As you get deeper into your journey, you upgrade your ship, which gives you more weapons and moves, but you don't ever need to utilize them. Your enemies are so predictable that you can easily mow them down using your supercharged guns, which takes away a bit of the thrill. Flying around space is still a good change of pace from wrecking havoc on alien worlds, but it's not developed quite far enough to make it truly special. The coolest part of the space travel is that you can land on moons and meteors that you pass by. These give you a chance to hunt for hidden collectibles and provide more opportunities to test out your high-powered weapons or navigate a treacherous obstacle course. One really neat effect is that you can see the solar system overhead as you walk across these spherical worlds. The biggest addition in Crack in Time is the fantastic Clank sections. Here you have to make clones of yourself to pass obstacles, and it's extremely well done, creating the most thought-provoking and rewarding sections of the game. These puzzles start out fairly simple. You clone yourself to push a button and then rush through the door that opens up. But as you get deeper into the game, the puzzles get more complex, forcing you to make 4 clones of yourself that have to work in perfect harmony to open up the path ahead. It will take some serious thought to pass the later puzzles, and it feels satisfying to finally figure out the perfect order of actions to finally open the locked door at the end. Although there aren't many of these puzzles during the course of the adventure, these are some of the most challenging moments of the game. The main quest only takes 10 hours or so to finish, but there are plenty of collectibles to hunt down when you finish off the boss for the first time. These hidden objects aren't just pointless busywork either. You can unlock new weapons, upgrades for old weapons, and even a new boss fight. This makes it well worth the extra effort. A Crack in Time doesn't reinvent this venerable series, but doesn't need to. The few tweaks to the basic formula add some tasty variety, and the main adventure moves at such an enticing pace that it's fun throughout the whole journey. This is the best Ratchet game in years and a great platformer no matter which way you look at it.